Good morning, everyone. This is the fourth and final part of Tom Brady is one of the toughest players to ever play in the NFL. So let's get right into it. To me, Brady's toughness is a given. He's proven it over and over again by playing through injuries, concussions, and constant battering of big hits from big defensive players. He doesn't complain or make a big deal out of it. Have a listen to the usual spiel that he gives to the media whenever they ask him about his injuries.
Tom, note that there was a CTE study that was released last week. 110 brains out of 111 were found to have some form of CTE. Just curious, do you pay attention to that, and how much you looked into that issue of CTE?
Well, I think, you're not blind to it as a player. That's why I believe in so much of being proactive with your health. I think when you're a player and, you see other players before you that did things a certain way and what's, transpired with their health or well-being, and then you learn from it. I think that's the things that I've tried to really incorporate in my own life. So I'm confident in what I do. I'm confident in the things that I do and the ways I train. But it's a contact sport. I think we all understand that. And there's a lot of great benefits that football brings you. There's certainly, you can be put in harm's way. So you just do the best you can do as a player. And, obviously it's great that there's more awareness for those types of things. That's been a very important topic, certainly. But you just try to be proactive to take care of your body the best way you can.
Remember when Brady had his ACL ripped off? He just calmly limps off the field. The only reason anyone ever thought something was wrong was because Brady stayed down. Every other time that he's been hit, he just jumps straight back up like it was nothing.
Gus and Randy concerned in New England over this hit here. Watch Tom Brady's left leg hit right there, bent awkwardly, hit by Bernard Pollard. That in the first quarter play. Brady led off the field. We'll get you more information as it becomes available. Back to Gus.
Rolling right into his leg there.
Yeah, and Pollard doing his job, getting to the quarterback. Nothing dirty about it.
Now, Randy Moss said he thought it was dirty.
If it was a dirty play, I wouldn't have apologized. I'd have got up and went my way, and I immediately started apologizing. Went to my coach, let my coach know, and my coach knew. So, for the people who said that, that's their opinion.
Since I've been here and being around Tom, he's always popped back up, and I didn't know what was going to go on. I just buckled my chin strap, and if that was what was going to be, and then that's what it's going to be.
Tom, being who he is and the competitor that he is actually kind of hurts, to be honest with you. And
now, no one doubts Adrian Petersons' toughness, and even Adrian says tearing his ACL was the worst pain he's ever felt.
2011, Christmas Eve, Vikings, Redskins, a 200-pound man dives into your planted knee from the left side. Take it from there.
Man, I knew initially, I knew my leg was pretty much banged up pretty bad, I knew I had tore something. I didn't know exactly what it was. But I just remember just the pain was at the moment, and initially too, how it happened was unbearable. It was just probably the worst pain I felt. And so I remember the guys running out, Eric Sugarman, like, what's going on, bud? What's wrong? And they're trying to touch me. I'm like, don't touch me. Just let me get my bearings. So I remember sitting up, and the doctor came out, checked the knee, and it was like, the ACL is tore, So I'm sick to my stomach,
Watch how Brady handled his ACL being torn. Brady gets hit, grabs his knee, but he's looking down the field to see if the pass was completed. I mean, this guy is so tough and so focused. Even after having his ACL torn, you don't hear complaints or whining from Brady. He just goes right into rehab and rehabbing the injury and comes back firing. What part of that is soft? It's as admirable as it gets.
The rebuilding of Tom Brady's knee over the past year appears to be a success. The Patriots quarterback has thrown for over 2,300 yards and 60.
Yeah, I think he has been full strength. I think he's doing a great job of responding to his knee injury, and he's going out there and making some good plays.
You can't tell that he, missed last year with major knee surgery. He picked right up where he left off the year before.
Listen to Randy talk about how truly tough Brady is. Randy saw firsthand how Brady's wanting to play even after he's been injured. Brady's throwing balls and trying to see if he can play 1 week after tearing his ACL. I mean, are you kidding me? The man is fearless. Either that or he's nuts. You can call him crazy if you want, but no way can you say he's soft. No way can you say he couldn't play in the 70s or the 80s.
Randy had an opportunity to play with Tom Brady. Tom has been an elite quarterback in this game for so long. But what things don't he get credit for?
Well, I think he doesn't get credit for his defensive mentality.
Okay.
You know, a lot of people think that the quarterback position is a soft position. But dealing with Tom and looking at him throughout the years about how he approaches the game, I really do believe this, Donovan. If he played any other position but quarterback, I know his body and his physical abilities, he has to play quarterback. But if he played any other position, I think he would excel at it, be a Pro Bowler, just because his mentality is so tough that he wants to be able to go out there and tackle. He wants to be able to go out there and hit. But why he cannot? The quarterback position. So I think a lot of people, you know, get a lot of things messed up because of the quarterbacks in the past of supposed to be prima donnas, the pretty boys, you know, all the above. But I think one thing that they get mixed up is his toughness mentally.
Well, what don't they know about Tom? I mean, we know about his relationships and the numbers he's put up, but what don't they know about him?
Well, just for the fact that everybody plays through something. From week one all the way to the end of the season, everybody plays through something. You know, 2008, the year he got hurt with his knee, you know, the following week, he was in the locker room with a knee brace on early in the morning, taking a 3, 5, 7-step drop in the locker room.
With an ACL tear.
With an ACL tear. I'm catching this ball, so I seen it with my own eyes, and I couldn't believe it. I said, man, you're going on IR. He's like, no, Randy, I want to try to play. I want to try to play. And then he's played with broken fingers. So a lot of times where you see a lot of these quarterbacks, especially these new generation quarterbacks, that, okay, your ankle's bothering you, we'll sit you down. Your shoulder's bothering you, we'll sit you down. I think he's still the old school quarterback that will play through anything, and I think a lot of people gets that mixed up.
When did the relationship start with you and Tom? You know, as quarterbacks, it takes some time. But when did it actually click for you guys?
Well, I think it clicked when I became a New England Patriot. You know, they asked me, is there anything that you need, Randy? I said, no, just maybe give me a Monday here and there. But the one thing that I want you to do, I want my locker, I want my chair right beside Tom Brady's. And the reason why is because I studied Tom Brady. I studied that offense. I understood how they clicked. And one thing that I wanted to be able to do, I wanted to come from Oakland, where, you know, I was in shambles. I wanted to be able to get back to playing the style that I knew how to play. And if I was on the same page with Tom, week in and week out, I needed to know when he was audible. You know, when he was audible from a run to a pass, from a pass to a run, when I could take a break, when I couldn't take a break. And I think a lot of people look at them 23 touchdowns and think that was just pitch and catch. No, that was us being on the same page collectively as an offensive unit, and individually with me and him being on the same page at all times.
I've also heard stories from past players saying that Brady might actually like getting hit. That's right. I don't know if that's true because I can't fathom anyone wanting to be hit. But hey, I wouldn't put it past Tom. I mean, if you can play a whole season injured, then there's a good chance you may have a few screws loose in your head. And I say all that in jest, of course, but man, I don't know anyone that can put up with getting hit that much for so long. Do you?
Rick Stroud reported yesterday that Tom Brady's knee injury last season, which was surgically repaired after the Super Bowl, was in fact a torn MCL, which feels like, among other things, just another layer to the legend of Tom Brady. And Rob Ninkovich, I know that this does not surprise you because I believe you have said on this program, and I quote, that guy is nuts. When you hear he played last season with a torn MCL, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, look, he's tapped. I mean, here, this is one thing I would say. He is, number one, very tough. So don't question Tom's toughness. He's a very tough guy. And I know Bart has played against him, so he can understand this. Sometimes you can hit Tom, you can, get on top of Tom, drop weight on Tom, and he almost like enjoys it. It's super weird. So, it doesn't surprise me that he would fight through injury through the whole season.
I always said he was a superhero. Every superhero has a cleft chin, and he has one.
He has some of the greatest pocket feet I have ever witnessed. Montana had great pocket feet. Yes. There's something to be said for the subtle movement to buy a split second from side to side, to feel the rush, to slip here or slide there, and get the throw away. And he is not good. He's all-time great at that. Yes. And to do that, you have to trust some stability in your left knee. And I don't think he trusted it much at all. He had to work around it. And trust me, at points it would start to buckle. At points it would ache. At points it would irritate and annoy. So he had to just mentally refocus on other things down the field and forget about the irritant that was his knee. It wasn't debilitating. It didn't stop him from playing, obviously, but I think it was a handicap for Tom Brady, and he had to fight through it. And my final takeaway is he got it fixed. And I'm looking forward to seeing Brady at age 44. He turns 44 on August 3rd. Happy birthday, Ernestine, a few weeks in advance. Love you. But the point is, at 44, he might even be better than ever on a fixed MCL. I can't wait.
Will the league have any thoughts on this? He played a whole year with an MCL, and we never heard about it?
Greeny, no thoughts yet, because this wasn't a legendary story inside Tampa Bay's locker room. Tom Brady did not advertise this at all. I spoke to some sources who said all we knew is that Brady was going to get surgery after the season. So this wasn't something that he talked about. He begrudgingly took veteran days off during the year. So they knew he could function and be fine during the season, and he's been moving really well this offseason ever since.
All right, we'll see. He should be healthier. He should be more comfortable. They've brought back absolutely everyone. That team could be awfully dangerous with a 44-year-old quarterback.
So if you think Brady is soft or can't have a long career if he was to play in the 80s, then let me tell you this. As a 100% true blue, fair dinkum Aussie, all I can say to you is...
Tell him he's dreaming. Tell him he's dreaming.
You're dreaming. Please like and subscribe and help a fellow Aussie out. Cheers.